Hello everybody, Dan Engmark here, Deep Sea Aquatics. I'm standing in front of our most popular aquarium, the 29-gallon. At this point, it's an empty box, and that's really what we're good at, but I'm not so good at aquascaping. To help fix that, I brought along a friend, Stuart, from Universal Rocks. How are you doing, Stuart?
Good, Dan. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. How can you help us get this thing aquascaped in 10 minutes?
Pretty easy, pretty easy. We've got a whole selection, and we have hundreds more, by the way, but we've got some great things. I think we did start with this ledge background. This is made out of a foam material, and it'll just slot straight in. And
so it's kind of a 3D looking
3D,
piece?
yeah. It's got some big ledges there where the fish can hide under, and if you're going to make it into a reptile thing, then they can also sit on top, but it's a great little piece.
Well, show me how easy it is to put in.
Okay, we just slide that in at an angle, push it to the back, grab one of those little plastic clips we've got there.
The idea of the clip is just to make sure that this stays in place while we're aquascaping, or do we need them in all the time?
You need them in, well, the gravel will hold them in a lot anyway. Your filter you're about to put on will hold this corner in place also, but it's not more than a second job to put them on. So.
Like I told you, Stuart is a magician. I think the next step here is just to put a bit of gravel in, is that right?
Yep, we've got to wash that first though.
All right, we'll be right back. Welcome back, folks. Well, looks like we've got the gravel going in there, and while we're doing that, it's a good time for me to talk about the filter for this 29-gallon aquarium. In this case, I'm going to use an AquaClear 30. This filter is more than big enough to handle this aquarium, and you know, I'm just going to set this up and ask Stuart a little bit about what he's doing with the plastic plant in there.
Well, hey, I don't know. Do you have a preference for plastic plants? I think they're great versus real plants.
Well, as a matter of fact, I have opinions about just about everything in the aquarium industry, which is true.
That he does, folks. That he does.
But in this case, because we're using a smaller aquarium, plastic plants are just fine. Most aquarium lights that you get require a different type of light bulb to do live plants and do them right. So if we're just starting out, my opinion is it's better to use the plastic plants for fresh water.
Okay.
If we do want to go with live plants, my advice is you go back to the independent retail pet store where you bought our aquarium from and ask them about the requirements for lighting live plants.
Oh, good man. Thank you.
So as I'm going, there's a little box inside this filter that'll contain carbon, foam, and a biological media, the three major parts of a filter. And then we'll take this insert out. Sorry about that. This is the filter. Simply enough, it just hangs on the back of the aquarium like so. We put a little top piece in there. These are our strainers. It's how we get the water out of the aquarium. Snaps in there just like this. Can't be any easier. Slides over, pops into place just like that.
Hey Dan, I think
yes.
I think I beat you.
I think you did. I didn't know this was a race.
Always very competitive.
I think you've done such a good job on this. What we might do is let's set this up in my office. I think I'd like to do that.
Oh, okay. Well, that won't be too hard. We've just got to fill it up. Remember, we forgot the heater. So what I'm going to do, I'm take this clip off when we get to your office. And take the clip off, and I'm going to slide the heater down the back, behind the background.
Okay.
The water gets around the side of it anyway, so it's going to keep the whole tank warm, and then the cord will just come out the top.
Well, I'm very impressed. He's managed to aquascape this thing in about 10 minutes. I'm very pleased. Let's see what it looks like with water in it. We'll be right back. Well, I didn't lie to you folks. I am right back, and before we move this aquarium, I thought it would be smart. You really never want to move an aquarium that is full, especially with heavy rocks. It causes problems. It's dangerous for you, number one, and also it's not good for the seam. So I think we should take this tank apart.
Hey Dan, we solved that problem. I solved it 15 years ago. We started making all of these rocks, all these bits of wood, everything like that out of a lightweight material, right down to nice tree stumps like this, which is, you know, they're hollow, they're light.
So how much does that weigh, do you suppose?
Oh, I don't know, in pounds it's probably about 3 kilos. So what's that, 7 pounds?
About 7 or 8 pounds. Yeah. Wow, that's amazing.
So we've got tree stumps like that. We've got some cypress knees, which came from Florida. We've made copies of those. Look at this big background here for one of your huge
It looks like Texas Holey Rock.
Yeah, copied off that.
Wow.
That's 72 by actually 28 long,
So
28 high.
I'd put that in maybe a 215, and I'm going to guess if this was one piece of Holey Rock, the two of us couldn't pick it up.
No way in the world.
And that's why we don't want to move a full aquarium. That can cause problems for us.
Okay. What also happens when you come up like 28 inches high, pieces like this,
they absolutely fall down.
And your tank's good. It's good for you. You get to make another tank.
Well, we don't want to cause problems.
Behind that, Dan, we've got a rocky background that's about 10 foot long.
Wow, would you look at that?
This comes in a sheet, and we have a few other different models, but this is just one of the examples of big sheets that can do some of the big tanks you got. This comes in a sheet 10 foot by 6 feet, so if you've got a massive, massive tank.
Well, I promise you I can make an aquarium for that.
Okay.
That's all I got to say.
I've seen those out the back.
So how do people find your product, Stuart?
Pretty simple. If their local pet store doesn't have it, they should have it, and if they don't have it, they got to go to www.universalrocks.com.
Excellent. And you know what, to help you out, I'm going to go ahead, if you're okay with this, we'll put some samples of this product in a limited number of aquariums. So if there's any question, you get a hold of this product, you can get a hold of Stuart at universalrocks.com. You can also find me at deepseaquatics.net. So we'll see you guys in just a few minutes.
Thanks.
Well, folks, like I said, we're right back. We've got water in the aquarium now. We've also added some fish. Stuart, what do we have to do to get ready to put this all together? What do we do?
Well, we talked about washing the gravel, but you also want to wash everything that you put into the tank, the plants, the background, the fish tank itself included. And just use warm water. Cold water, that's fine as well, but no soap. You don't want any soap in
No soap at all. Now, do you have any other items that can go in the aquarium for decoration?
Hey, mate, for example here, we didn't use it on this background because we've got a lot of space at the back, so we actually put the heater at the back.
Okay.
Some of the flatter backgrounds, and by the way, we've got about 200 different backgrounds and rocks, so we've got plenty to choose from. In this case, we just put it at the back, but on the flatter backgrounds, we'll put this in front of the heater and the cord, so you don't see any of that.
Now, how many items do you have online?
Couple hundred.
Couple hundred.
Yeah.
Couple hundred items, a 29-gallon aquarium. I think we can find something to aquascape the tank with. Couple of parting thoughts. I also used Nutrifin Aqua Plus to get the water ready for the aquarium. I've got only about 8 to 9 fish in here. I'm using African cichlids in here. I could put a little bit more in here, but we want to go through the nitrification cycle. For more information on that, go to your local retail pet store. They'll be happy to help. In the meantime, check out Stuart's website, universalrocks.com, and deepseaquatics.net.